Hello, my name is Lyle Seeligson, and I'm excited to apply for the Scan Design Foundation Environmental Sustainability Internship. I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas, and I'm a first year graduate student at the University of Texas at Austin. I'm pursuing two master's degrees, one in public affairs and one in energy and earth resources. Before starting at the University of Texas, I worked extensively in various environmental fields, including in research surrounding carbon credits and ecosystem services, in the conservation nonprofit world, and as an outdoor educator leading wilderness expeditions for high schoolers and adults. After graduate school, my goal is to go into policy research and analysis, particularly focused on energy policy as well as sustainable management of our water supply and food systems. I hope that my policy research can aid in transitioning Texas and the broader United States towards a more sustainable, low carbon, and low waste energy, water, and food system. The STF Environmental Sustainability Initiative aligns very well with my career goals because it will broaden my perspective in analyzing environmental policy, particularly for energy focused policy initiatives. I want to work on renewable energy in Texas, which is the United States' largest producer of wind energy. Denmark has always been a pioneer for wind energy on a global scale, leading the way towards a cleaner energy transition through its innovative technology, sheer production size, and unique tax funding for energy initiatives. Learning and working directly in this leading wind energy country would give me an extremely valuable perspective to take back to Texas. With this experience, I can engage in discussions with people here at home about the current and future benefits of wind and renewable energy to the state's economy, on top of the benefits to the world's climate. Renewable energy friendly practices are not a given in my very conservative state, and bringing what I could learn in Copenhagen home with me would make me a better advocate for sustainability and renewable energy here in Texas. I've never been to Denmark, but what I've learned about Danish culture is that it's very community facing and there's a larger sense of responsibility towards society's collective well being rather than the individualism that characterizes American society. I would be very excited to experience living in a culture that has this collective mindset. Growing up on a cattle ranch in South Texas, I was lucky to live in a close community and learn firsthand the importance of maintaining and putting effort into that community. However, I feel that my upbringing is potentially unique in the US, and those close community ties are not something I felt on a society level, so I'm curious to see that in Denmark. My upbringing was very stereotypical Texas, and I'm excited to bring my South Texas experiences to Copenhagen. I've also been told by my older family members that we have some Danish ancestry, so maybe I'll feel right at home. Working as an outdoor educator taught me many lessons about leadership and overcoming challenges. You are out in the wilderness in the elements for up to a month with as many as 12 students whose education and personal growth you're in charge of, as well as their physical and emotional safety. It was a very rewarding and hands on job, in addition to being a high stress one. In these programs, training came in the form of pairing new or less experienced instructors with highly experienced lead instructors who held the final decision making authority and were also in charge of training and mentoring new instructors. Unfortunately, I had a very challenging experience on my first course with my trainer, who didn't allow me room for small mistakes or opportunities to learn about risk management and the important decision making processes. Nevertheless, I continued as an outdoor educator for years and eventually worked to become a leader instructor myself. In this new role as a trainer, I intentionally strove to ensure that all of my trainees felt that they had a voice that I valued, opportunities to try new things and grow as an educator, and a window to learn about the impactful decision making process. So, even though my first experience was a very challenging one in an already high stress job, I took that perspective and let it inform the way I worked with others as a trainer myself. Fortunately, I've gotten the opportunity to live and work abroad multiple times. I worked in cheetah conservation in Namibia and in outdoor education in the Bahamas. I learned about resilience abroad when I was living in Perugia, Italy, studying sustainable food systems. For context, I studied Latin and ancient Greek growing up, and the thing about studying ancient languages is that you don't actually speak them in class. You read ancient texts, but you discuss them in English in my case. So when I got to Italy, the practice of speaking in a different language was completely new to me. However, I worked hard at it all semester and stayed resilient, overcoming my hesitations and frustrations to speak Italian to as many people as would listen. I was heartened by the complete strangers who were excited just to see me trying and help out, and I learned to have faith in kind strangers, which I hope will serve me well in Copenhagen while I'm trying to pick up some Danish. Thank you so much for considering me for this opportunity, and I hope to see you in Copenhagen.